Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Wrestling is Her. I'm your host, Raja, and I'm joined, as always, by my fabulous co-host, John.
Fabuloso.
And we are back after a jam-packed couple weeks of wrestling in general.
I mean, there was some hard times in there too.
There were
some difficult
some
times.
Ups, some downs.
Oh God.
Very down.
Yeah, there really was. I mean, stuff you don't expect to be as down as it got.
Right. Yeah, like things that our hopes were up on and then just came crashing down.
Where the down boys go. And sometimes it comes crashing down. It hurts inside.
It does.
You got to take a stand. You don't have to hide. I'm sorry.
What if I want to hide?
Well, if you want to hide, then you probably watched the house shows of
a certain company. Okay.
Okay, all right.
So these last few weeks have been crazy. We're building up to some really big things.
Huge.
In Japan specifically, but also Forbidden Doors coming up.
Yes.
And the tournament's happening.
Yes.
And it's just everything's going off the wall right now.
Yeah, there's the tournament.
The Owen Hart Tournament.
That they just say the tournament. We all know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially a couple years from now, if somebody's just catching up. They're like,
the tournament.
I wonder what the tournament was.
They'll know if they keep listening.
You think they meant the 5-Star Grand Prix?
Oh, that's coming up too.
Yeah, so is that the tournament? Or,
that's the tournament in my heart.
Or is it the Owen?
The Owen tournament is coming up, and people have been declaring left and right for that. So
they have.
Let's just get into all the goodies because we got a lot to talk about.
It's a lot of exciting stuff. It's cool because we've been in the in-between days.
Yes.
Thank you, Cure. And we have the big stuff coming up. So
oh man, summer's about to kick off. There's some crazy big things on the horizon.
Huge. And we're not even going to put you through the same hell we went through. So that's why we're here for you.
We're not going to make you listen to Wirecast every 30 seconds.
Oh, God. Fucking Wirecast. Yeah. The Wirecast is just amazing.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Oh, my God. And then 30 seconds later, this is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Oh, that was so good. It made us laugh, honestly.
So it was live stream, last second live stream. We had been watching wrestling
for a long time.
For 12 hours. Okay.
We started off early in the morning with Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, we watched Crap at the Castle. And then we watched some kind of wrestling as a palate cleanse. And then we went through some other stuff we had.
We had
then,
Collision.
Yes, Concussion.
Stardom was live all of a sudden.
And then all of a sudden we thought we were done. We thought we were done. We were going to watch a movie.
We were like, let's go watch a movie.
Yeah, it's been 12 hours. Let's watch a movie.
And then we opened YouTube and it's like, oh, hey, it's a Stardom pre-show.
Yeah.
Just for you.
And so
like, what?
we had to go back into our den of ill repute and get it done.
And watch Stardom brought to you by Wirecast.
Wirecast. Yeah, that's the whole point. Is that live show they did on this past Saturday night, time of recording.
On the 16th.
On the 16th, time of recording. They being Stardom, we had a beautiful multicam shot.
Yeah, we were excited.
Everything looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
And every 30 seconds across the screen with you can still see through it.
Yeah, but it's like a transparent Wirecast logo.
It would pop up with that.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
And it was so crazy.
And it kept getting louder.
Yeah,
By the time they got it off, it was like, this is a demonstration of
Wirecast. It was
Wirecast.
funny, though, because I didn't just at Okada. I freaking replied, right to something where somebody he had replied to.
Oh, goodness.
And was just as polite as I could.
The hashtag was so funny.
As Japanese as I could. Yeah. And eventually we seen him take off running. And then...
Yeah, halfway through the show, he whispers something to Oedo and he goes running off to the side. And we're like, oh, maybe this is it. And then it cuts out for 30 seconds and comes back and it's fine.
Perfect. But
hopefully the uploaded version is not.
That was a microcosm of Saturday's wrestling anyway.
It was good.
Except not everything reset and got better.
No. So why don't we talk about WWE?
Oh, there you go. Nice lead in.
So this past weekend was Clash at the Castle.
That was not divisive at all.
Oh, goodness.
So we went in with a absolute open mind.
Yes, we were there. We were live. We were ready.
Yeah.
For some awesomeness.
Awesome.
In Scotland. The crowd was amazing.
They were good.
I love Scotland.
Yeah, they were good. They were good. They weren't Puerto Rico. They weren't France.
The Puerto Rican
good.
levels of excitement.
They were good. They probably knew somewhere deep in their heart.
Like, they weren't totally sold that they were going to get what they wanted.
I mean, it's the Scots. I mean, you kind of like have to look at any kind of empire like,
that's fair. That's fair.
They're here. Are they gonna really do what they said?
Are they gonna be nice?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I just feel so bad. Like, the show in general just makes me feel bad. But at least in one of the matches, we gave Scotland their due. In the triple threat match for the Women's World Tag Team Championships, where Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill put their championships on the line against Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. The Scots got the win. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Overshadowed by...
Completely overshadowed by the ending sequence of this match.
By the curse at the castle.
Oh, gosh. It's just mind-boggling to me to see, like, it was so many things in a row that Jade just couldn't recover.
Yeah. Well, there's been a few mind-boggling things for me. First was when she went there.
Yeah.
And they didn't put her on television for a while because they were putting her through training
for months,
just because she had only known these few moves or whatever in AEW. And
we were like, I can't wait for Jade Cargill to debut.
And so she debuts and does all the exact same moves.
Right.
And, I didn't really see anything different at all in her moveset. But that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
And it's been fun. And I love her and Bianca together, it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense.
Yeah, every tag team in this match just are perfect as a tag team.
But when Jade came in with the springboard to nowhere.
That didn't spring.
Yeah. Real ropes, pal.
Real ropes. She just fell right on her face.
So that was one of those things where it was a comedy of bullshit after that, because
it was.
And I feel for her because I know that feeling is when something goes wrong, you almost overcompensate, that it feels like nothing can go right.
Right. And she just kept on losing the beat there.
Imagine like one of your greatest hitters in the world, they have a slump. And it's psychological, right? I mean, they actually have sports psychologists to help these incredible hitters be able to hit again, because you just get it in your mind that you forgot how to hit.
Right. And it's got to be hard, like, knowing you're live on a PLE and there's all these people watching.
Yeah.
And you just fell on your face.
But we'd be remiss if we didn't mention it, because it was a huge
yeah, it happened.
Thing.
We saw it.
If anything, it tells me that, hey, she really isn't ready, because she didn't really know how to cover. And normally you can, we'll talk about AEW in a little bit, but during that god-awful hardcore match with Thunder Rosa, if it hadn't been for Thunder Rosa, it would have been way worse.
Absolutely.
And
like,
she covered so many things.
Usually the professionals can get it back on track.
Yeah, I mean...
Jade didn't quite recover in this match, and I guess the win makes sense in that regard, because she was able to get bamboozled out of the win here by Isla Dawn.
Well, I think the worst thing wasn't any of the botches. It was the tap.
Her tapping to the joke, like, blatantly, but them not even...
Dude, they even mentioned it.
The commentary did, but the ref is just standing there like...
Looking straight at it, looking like a dumbass.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
She's banging her hand on her arm like, that's a tap, dude.
Yeah, that's a tap.
But I don't know. It's it was all bad, and I was cringing the whole time.
I mean, honestly, Shayna Baszler...
She should have the belt.
Yeah.
She choked her out.
Yeah.
She wins.
I mean, I hope that they address that and say, you know what? We got to have another match.
Yeah.
Because she totally tapped.
Yeah. Maybe the ref just didn't see it.
Yeah. It's hard when you're looking straight at something. Sometimes I miss things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's the microphone. Sorry. It was right. It's right there at my nose. It was really hard.
The other women's match we had on this card was for the WWE Women's Championship, where Bayley took on Piper Niven, another Scotland native. Unfortunately, Piper did not get this belt as her compatriots did.
Okay, so it was hard because Bayley's a babyface.
Yeah.
And Piper's a heel. Mm-hmm. But being in Scotland, they were like trying to...
They were trying to flip it around.
They were presenting Piper like, I mean, we should probably, cheer for her.
Right.
But Bayley's a babyface, and we do love her. Mm-hmm. But we want to do the Bayley chant.
We want to sing the Bayley song.
We want to sing the Bayley song because we're in the UK. But we really can't because we want Piper to win.
There was a few times in there that they started cheering for Piper, but...
It was hard, man. I mean,
was.
I felt for the fans because it was one of those moments, and we've been there live before when that happens, when you get two baby faces together or something, or a really popular heel.
Yeah, and like nobody knows who to actually
Any
cheer
Jay
for.
White match. Like people just get quiet because you're like, damn it, I really like Jay White.
I'm not supposed to cheer for
I'm
Jay
not
White.
supposed to cheer for him. But yeah, it's...
One of the highlights of this match was Chelsea Green being ejected and then coming back out in a mask.
It was.
Wearing the exact same outfit and the ref not throwing her back
That was Chelsea Green?
Oh, I mean...
I thought it was a luchadora.
Right, yeah, some random luchadora on Piper Niven's side. Coming out to help.
Okay, all right. I got you. I'll follow you.
But yes, Bayley is still the champion.
Yes.
So,
well
good
deserved.
for her. Another thing that happened in WWE as of late is the crowning of the inaugural Women's North American Champion.
Yes.
In a ladder match at NXT Battlegrounds, Kelani Jordan came out with the win. That ladder match was really good.
It was, yeah.
I didn't know who was going to win.
No.
Kelani Jordan wouldn't have been my pick. But
no. Yeah, but we're not.
But she's young. She's talented.
Yes.
And I was impressed with the amount of young talent in this match.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty much all up-and-comers. Like, they didn't throw a bunch of main roster people down there or anything.
No. I mean, it was good and well built. And
It was.
Another secondary title, which is good.
Another women's belt out there for people to grab.
Hey, man. Obviously, there's talent for it.
Absolutely. So, why don't we scooch on over to the AEW side of things. First, I just want to talk about the tournament. The Owen Hart Cup Tournament, which we previously spoke about now having those huge stakes.
Yes.
Where the winner gets the championship match at All In Wembley.
Ribeyes.
Which is ridiculous stakes.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 years, you got the belt, you got the trophy, you got the namesake of being the Owen Hart tournament winner.
Right.
It was more like an up-and-comer sort of thing, I think. Mm-hmm. But this year, it's like, bring out your best.
Yeah.
Because you're going to Wembley if you win.
Oh, it's a big deal.
So
if Wembley remains a thing, right?
Yeah.
If we do that every year and that becomes the mania for AEW, what a fantastic lead-in every year to have the Owen.
Because you're going to have people from all over like vying to get in this tournament.
It
like
becomes the Royal Rumble.
Like we've seen on the men's side with Shingo Takagi declaring already.
I'm hoping they do the same rules they, did for the other tournament.
For the Continental Classic, where there's no outside interference. That would be nice considering some of the people that are in the women's tournament so far.
yeah, no doubt. I just like it. It seems so cool with the one-on-one.
It does.
They take that serious. Like, every time they absolutely do not screw that up. So
yeah, no, it was great. But this year so far, we've had 5 people declare for the women's Owen Hart tournament. Chris Statlander was first.
Yes.
Then Willow Nightingale quickly followed. Mm-hmm. Following her defeat of Lady Frost, Toni Storm entered Mariah May.
Yes.
Into the tournament.
She did. I bet she did.
Soraya declared via Harley Cameron.
Yes.
She didn't want to do it herself, I suppose. She's offended.
One of the most talented women on the roster.
And Hikaru Shida, the longest reigning AEW Women's World Champion in history.
So who do we have left?
There could be any number of people.
So Britt Baker.
Jamie could come back. Anna Jay could get thrown in
That's
there.
our big joke every week.
Yes. We're just going to say that Jamie and
every
Britt
week
are coming
Raj
back.
is like, I think Britt and Jamie's coming back.
I do. I say it a lot. And I'm disappointed every single time.
But you never know. Do you think we might get Natty Neidhart?
Maybe. That would be so cool, just to have her in the Hart tournament.
I would love it. I think it'd be perfect. She's one of those people that's done everything you can do where she's at, right?
Right.
Everything. To the point that nobody really gives too much of a care, like anymore.
It's like, okay, we've seen it.
Not like they should.
Right.
Not for who she is, and she still has so damn much to give.
And she's great, like, as a trainer.
Listen, man,
and
she's beautiful.
She's got the knowledge.
Talented. She's got the knowledge. She can cut promos.
Yeah.
She can lead a match.
She's an amazing asset to have in your women's
Dude,
division.
I would put her over the women's division in the back. Like, like, here we go, her and her boy there. And I mean, Jesus Christ, it's such a get if you got her.
Yeah, absolutely. And if she came in and just like,
I don't even know. Like, I don't know where they're at on that. I don't know if it's one of those they said is resigning or what.
I have no idea. But it's cool to think about.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd love to see one of the Stardom girls come down and compete in the tournament, even if they don't win. You could have, we've got Serena still, Thunder Rosa, Riho, like all kinds of people that haven't. Athena or Billy could come up from Ring of Honor,
and
all kinds of people.
With Stardom, I would love to see like an Azumi, like
if they put Azumi in the tournament, then game over.
it'd be awesome. Or honestly, like a Hanako. Who is just a $1 million star.
Yeah, and even if they sent over like Xena or somebody, I'd be like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Just something different,
A lot of people like we could even switch out with,
Yeah, we could send someone for the 5-star and they could send
Deonna Purrazzo over.
Yeah. No, I don't want her in Stardom.
Oh, well,
It's fine. So that's who we have so far. I don't know how many people are going to be in it total, but we've clearly still got spots left because we only have 5 people in right now. Recently, on AEW programming over the past 2 weeks, we've seen another TBS title defense by Mercedes Moné when she faced Zeuxis, who is Stephanie Vickers' tag team partner.
I don't like that. I like having the tag team partner in there.
Yeah, because it's like I'm coming in to test the waters for my gal, and I'm going to try to disrupt this whole thing you're doing.
And what a crazy thing for Mercedes, like having a luchador come in that honestly you don't know much about. I mean, like, of course, if you watch, you do know. I'm talking about you haven't wrestled 100 times or or trained with since you've been there. So it's so hard to take somebody on the first time and have a decent match.
But maybe that's a good opportunity for Mercedes to kind of scout the style that Stephanie might sport since they're tag team partners. They may have a similar
And Stephanie's first match with Mercedes was really good. So.
Absolutely, yeah. When they were in the New Japan Strong tournament the first time around and Mercedes won.
Great match, though. It really was.
It's been a while since then, and Stephanie has racked up a number of titles in that time.
Yeah, Stephanie's vicious.
And become quite the star herself.
It's going to be a vicious match. The Willow match with Mercedes was vicious.
Yes.
This, I have a feeling, is going to be vicious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Stephanie's
she's a badass, honestly.
She is. It's going to be interesting.
Something that should have been quite vicious and was kind of not was the no DQ match between Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa. They did use a number of weapons.
Well, they brought them in the ring.
In a sense.
Yeah.
They kind of did moves on top of the weapons.
There was a really cool spot that I don't remember ever seeing before where Thunder Rosa put the trash can on top Deonna's head in the corner and then collapse one side of the table and run up the table like a ramp and come down with a kick, drop kick to the...
That was so cool.
It was awesome, man. It was a really cool spot.
We could see her doing it and we knew what she was going for. I was like, oh God, there's so many ways this could go wrong. And I was just holding my breath, but she pulled it off exceptionally
Not everybody could do that.
No.
So
I was expecting the table to shift or something.
The match itself was
beautiful.
Was not fun.
No, it was kind of dragged a little.
Yeah, for a hardcore match, we've got such high expectations in AEW for women's hardcore.
Yeah, just look back at Willow versus Sky Blue not even that long ago.
Yeah,
and that's
the tag match with the money and the freaking blood.
And Penelope and all them. Oh gosh, like our women's hardcore matches have been hardcore.
Thunder and Britt.
I know this was just a no DQ match, but it felt like it was lacking in that area. And the decision to have Deonna win, just, I don't know. I'm following the story, but I don't know where it's taking me.
No, I'm with you.
Deanna is definitely a heel now, though. Like, I don't think she's very liked. Like, she's mean, and she's been cheating, and she walked out with the chain around her neck. That's heel behavior.
Very much. You put a chain around your neck, you're a heel.
Last but certainly not least, I wanted to mention the excitement of the upcoming contract signing on this week's Dynamite between Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa for Forbidden Door. It's right around the corner, less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
And
flying her in for
I
a contract
expect shenanigans with this contract signing.
I mean, shenanigans are implied.
Yeah, especially with Mina.
I mean, it's implied. It'll be cool, and of course, you have your girl there in the middle.
Mariah being in the middle of this is just such a fun touch. I love it so much.
You know, she promised to keep everything civil.
She did. I don't know if she's going to be able to.
No, somebody's going through a table, and I would imagine it'll be Toni Storm.
Yeah, it feels like Mina's very much ready to just hit the ground running. Toni's trying to be amicable for Mariah's sake.
The only cool thing would be is if some outside force came in that we're not expecting, and we had a can they coexist tag match the week, because we'll have another week.
Right.
And you could totally have Toni and Mina have to team up even with Mariah.
Yeah.
Against 3 people.
That would be great.
Like Toni.
Like Saraya and Harley or something.
Yeah, like Saraya and Harley. Or like Britt and Jamie. And
yeah, Britt and Jamie could come back. That would be crazy.
Yeah. Put them both through tables, you know.
But Forbidden Door in general, just with this match and with the Mercedes and Stephanie match, those 2 matches alone, I'm totally
awesome.
Pumped for. But the whole card in general is just cuckoo bananas.
It is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It's kickapoo.
They're really going all out this year.
It's total kickapoo.
Oh, God. Gotta love it, though.
I do. I love it.
Some other things that we've been loving recently, quite a shock to us, actually. One of the things that we watched since it was put on YouTube after the fact was the newest Sukeban show, which is the Joshi promotion here in America that started up late last year. It's only had 3 shows so far. And we watched the first show and we were a little let down.
Yeah, it wasn't wrestling.
It wasn't.
It was almost like the bad kind of glow.
Yeah, like they put a lot of stock into the characters and the costumes, which we love, but it seemed like the wrestling was kind of forgotten about.
But it had great wrestlers.
Yeah, and the caliber of talent that are playing these characters makes you want to believe that the wrestling is going to be amazing. So we were disappointed after that first show. So we go into this one with low expectations, and they blew us out of the water.
Yeah, it was great.
With this show.
It was great.
Every match, most of the matches were so good.
Yeah.
The Risa Sarah match is neither here nor there. Oh, I'm sorry, not Risa Sarah. My bad. The Lady Antoinette versus Atomic Banshee match was neither here nor
I think
there.
that was because it was changed.
It was changed at the last minute, and they did what they could.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But it was short, sweet, not really a hardcore match.
No.
They tried. No. I think she gave it her best effort, she was just mad.
But the damn show was good.
Yeah, like the presentation was
amazing. Go back and watch it. It's on YouTube. It's a good fucking show.
The crowd was great. All of the matches delivered to the best of their ability, especially the Sari match and the main event, which I was surprised about because Commander Nakajima kept the belt despite her impending retirement this
Just because you're such a damn Yu fan.
I love you.
Yeah, well, I mean, Yu's great, and I love her too. But
she'd make a great champion.
I think Sari Bomb. I think this is great because they set up for Sari Bomb
absolutely
against Commander Nakajima.
Oh God, that's gonna be so good.
What a damn match in the first place.
Like, it makes you want to salivate over the thought of it.
It really does.
Another thing we watched on the 9th of June, we watched the Sendai Girl show from Shinjuku Face, and hello, it was so good.
Listen, Sendai Girls gets no love the way it needs to here in the States, and we're here to bring it because you got to listen. You can get it on the same place you're watching Marigold.
Yes, on Wrestle Universe.
They have them on there now, and I think they're even live as they come on. So it's fun. There's a lot of talent there, and it's a good variety of matches.
Yeah, because you got a good mix of things. You got your typical young girl match. You got comedy wrestling.
Incredible comedy wrestling.
By one Kurashio Tokyo, Japan, who some of you might remember from NXT. Little Ikemen there.
Oh, so damn good.
We got to see Mika Iwata with Miyuki Takase, her tag team partner, but leading into the match against Sari Ono, Sari actually showed up at this show after the match for a little face-off. A time limit draw match between the best friends and Team 200 kg.
Oh my God.
Was so good.
God almighty, Team 200 kg is so amazing.
And the tag team championship match to end it all was like, these two teams did so amazingly well. I was honestly expecting a title change, but Manami and Ryo Mizunami they're so good as a team.
Yeah.
They're fluid. They're fantastic. They're talented. Bob Momo Banana is incredibly talented as well.
Bob Momo Banana.
That's the name of the tag team.
Might be one of my favorite. I mean,
Eureka Oka is such a talent.
Yeah.
I love her.
So Eureka, listen, I need her in Stardom now. She's 20 years old.
Oh, she's so good.
And she is just so good. I mean, just words don't really do it. You need to go back and watch this show.
Yeah, this is a great introduction to Sendai Girls if you've never seen it before.
Team 200 kg might be my favorite team in Japan, but it's so hard because right now, tag teams, women's tag teams, Joshi tag teams.
Good Lord.
In Japan.
Absolutely stacked.
Trump the entire fucking world because nobody has tag teams like Japan right
Absolutely
now. And
not.
if we just used all the feds, I mean, it's unreal. The tag
Joshi
teams,
tag teams right now are just
we
insane.
could have a Crockett Cup where they come from everywhere over there right now and have incredible with FWC, Team 200 kg,
the
best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really, really cool. And I am glad they do mix.
Yeah.
For the most part. And I think eventually Marigold and Stardom will too, but
yeah. Probably someday.
Yeah.
I would think.
I think so. But
speaking of Marigold, that is where we head next.
Well, it's bad and good.
It's bad and good. So Marigold had 2 more of their Grand Opening Wars tour shows on the 1st and 2nd of June in Osaka and Hamamatsu. They were shows that were put on by Marigold that happened with wrestling matches.
Mm-hmm.
They were not like up to this caliber of Joshi wrestling.
So if you guys
that we're used to seeing,
if you guys ever went to an indie show, but the indie show had a bunch of people you've never heard of, and Ricky Morton was somewhere in the main event.
I think I've been to that show.
You've been there many
more
times.
than once.
I wrestled in the second match, but you'll have a lot of people that aren't quite ready for prime time.
Right.
And, so you're very forgiving of that because you paid $5 for a ticket. You're in a high school gymnasium and everything.
You just want to enjoy yourself.
Everything smells like socks. So you kind of understand that. You're ready for that. The hot dogs are okay. The chili's suspect. You're pretty...
Your drink is already flat.
Oh, yeah. If it's flat coming out, man, it's bad. And there's a couple of kids, nobody knows who they are, and they just keep running everywhere yelling. That's the low end indie show. The work on a show like that, sometimes you'll see people get lost, confused, blind leading the blind. Listen, that's where we're at. Okay, I know we got big stuff coming up. I know that they're advertising and they got great graphics and all this stuff, but these 2 house shows. It was
sad to watch almost.
There was a bunch of bad shit. And there's diamonds in that rough. Mm-hmm. There is.
There are the little flecks of gold among the dirt.
Yeah, there is, but there's some dirt. And
oh goodness.
So we were not very hopeful going into the Korakuen Hall show.
No, it was, you kind of expect when they hit Korakuen Hall and it's a big show and it's live that things are going to go a little better. But these 2 shows that we saw beforehand just kind of lowered our entire expectations of what kind of show Marigold's capable of putting on at this point in their career. They're very young still. They have a very small roster, but shows that are 5 matches long and the matches are subpar, it kind of takes you out of it. And that's not the kind of Joshi that we signed up to see. Yeah,
and the thing is, these shows have been sold out.
Yeah.
And, these two shows, though, I think led to Korakuen Hall not being sold out.
Yeah.
This time it was scary when they first came on the air.
Absolutely.
But
we were like, oh wow, that's an empty bleacher there.
Yeah, but then it filled in, and
it got there a little by the end.
But it was listen, like she said, it ended up being.
Yeah, by the time we got to Korakuen Hall, it was much better. Like, this was the highlight of everything we've seen from Marigold so far, which you want to see the growth.
Yeah.
And like they're figuring out the kinks and they're working on it. So at Korakuen Hall, we got to see Mirai help Komomo Minami debut for her first match, which was very promising.
It was.
Mariah, I think near the end, like it got close to the time limit and she was like, okay, we're done. And she threw on that sharpshooter and just made her tap.
Yeah.
That's basically it. We learned that there was a new member joining the roster, Rhea Maramori from Sendai Girls. Thank you. I knew it. I just couldn't find it. We learned that Rossi had talked to our girl. Wow, I cannot words. Satomura, our girl Satomura.
Yeah.
He talked to her and she was like, this is a girl that really wants to wrestle for Marigold, and sent her over to Rossi. So that was really cool. That kind of like working together to get people in the right places. So I'm excited to see what we see out of her. Now Ishikawa continues to lose. This is a very tale as old as time story they're doing here.
They're doing very all Japan here. So I like it, and
kicking the dirt in her face until the people can't help but love her.
Yeah, I told Raja before the match that if she loses, I know for sure.
Yeah,
that
I love it.
We're doing the old school angle, and I love it. Yeah,
she's perfect for it too because she's so likable anyway. So you just want her to win, and then when she doesn't, you're like, no.
Yeah, and she's so talented.
She really is. Bozilla continues to be a force. We love to see it. She was not happy though with her tag team partners, Myla Grace and Zeta Steele. Like, she ended up just beating them up.
Yes. And speaking of talent, one of those is
Miku Ano.
Yeah.
She's so good. Like, her and Mirai and Bozilla had like this face off after the match, talking about how much they want the United National Belt, the white belt in Marigold, which is like their secondary title. So they're all vying for that. And Bozilla, I think, is like, excuse you, but I'm going to win this.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to argue with her.
Of the Gaijins, which one do you like there?
Oh, Zeta Steele is so talented.
Yeah.
Mila's up there, but Zeta just has these flashes of brilliance that I love to see.
Yeah, she's really grown on me since the first show. And
her personality and everything.
She's got the personality. She's got facials. She's got work.
Yeah, and she wasn't afraid to like tell it to Bozilla. She's sassy.
Yeah, she can sell. I mean, I think she's got a bright future.
Absolutely, yeah. We got to see Yuzuki go one-on-one with Sari, which was a cool match. The passion injection match between Nanae Takahashi and Utami Hayashishita main evented, and it was the peak Utami Hayashishita that we love to see.
It was Utami on the title run. It was great.
Yes, and this is the first time that Nanae Takahashi has lost in a passion injection match.
Yeah, and listen, when I talk about Utami being absolute, she was amazing. And
she was in top form.
It was absolutely classic Utami. So go out of your way to watch that if you're a big Utami fan, because it's great, and it felt like it was exactly what a passion injection is supposed to be.
Nanae has a history of pulling this out of people, which is why we love these passion injection matches so much. And she's just brutal.
Again, all in all, the Korakuen Hall show is well worth your time to
it's
go and see.
Heads and shoulders above what was going on before.
And of course, then the announcement.
Yes, and then after the match, Utami learned that there was a special surprise for her. Rossi got her something, which was a video package from Io Sky from WWE, challenging her to a match at Summer Destiny on July 13th.
Right. Which is awesome. I mean,
Utami's face during this video package was just priceless.
Whether she knew or not, she did great.
Oh, she was crying.
She was shaking.
She's always wanted to face Io Sky. Even when she was Io Shirai. Like, that's the founder of Queen's Quest, who the faction that Utami also led.
Yeah,
and
that's what's so cool about this match.
they have like an intertwined history, and yet they've never been able to meet in the ring like that.
The leaders of Queen's Quest.
It's like Queen versus Queen match.
It's kind of the summer of Queen's Quest with all of the feds right now. So
it is. Queen's Quest is just like they're doing things all over the place right now. We also learned that this past weekend they started some little tournaments for both the Superfly Championship and the United National Championship. We haven't seen those yet because they were video on demand and they haven't been released
And we
yet.
don't do spoilers.
No, so we don't know who won, but in the Superfly tournament, we have Natsumi Shozuki and Zeta Steel, and then Misa Matsui and Mila Grace. So Natsumi Shozuki is one of the best competitors right now in Marigold, in my opinion. And for the United National Championship, Mirai versus Miku Aono and Nagisa Nosaki versus Bozilla to decide who's going to go on to face each other for that title in the future.
It's going to be good stuff. I'm pretty sure they're getting ready to hit a stride. They're all pumped up about having Io come in, which they should be.
Yeah.
Io hadn't been around in 4 or 5 years, so this is going to be fun.
It's going to be a great time, and I think that pay-per-view is definitely going to end up being something to remember.
Absolutely.
So now we need to talk about Stardom.
We do.
Because some things have happened.
There has.
A lot of things. We had a press conference on June 11th talking about Stardom The Conversion.
Yes.
We learned the full card. We had announcements about the 5-star Grand Prix, which was really exciting.
Sure
and
did.
things developed. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I'm going to go through the card, and we're going to talk about all the things that connect here for the pay-per-view coming up.
Yeah.
Rion versus Fukigen Death is classic young girl match. I think it's cool that Rion gets to face Fukigen Death because she wants to be high speed, and Fukigen Death is like a high speed legend in Stardom.
I'm always excited for a freaking death match.
Me too. In the first, presumably main card match, Tam Nakano will be teaming up with Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara to take on Saki Kashima, Tomoka Inaba, and Rana Yagami. So we've got like the younger members of both Cosmic Angels and God's Eye teaming up with their more experienced counterparts to lead them through this match.
Yes.
And this is really cool. Both Aya and Sayaka have been killing it lately.
Just amazing. Both of them. At first, it was really, Sayaka that really was coming on first. Do you think?
Yeah, Sayaka seemed to hit her stride. She had been here a couple months before Aya Sakura came back from her injury, so she had a little bit more time on her in the ring. But as soon as Aya Sakura hit her stride, I think it happened around the time when she faced Shiri.
Yeah.
She just has not stopped climbing that ladder.
No, since we saw Karate Girl.
Yeah, she's become full Karate Girl, honestly.
She has. And it's everything. It's her selling. It's her voice. It's her work. Some of those closing sequences we've seen lately.
Yeah, when she was facing Ami Sori just this past weekend, like, I thought she was going to win a couple times.
I believed. Listen, I believe in both these girls.
Me too.
And I really think, I would never thought this at first, but I really think that Aya is a future world champion.
Absolutely. And of course, the night before this, they have a New Blood Tag Team Championship match against Wingori. And to set up for that on the 9th, we saw Sayaka Kurara take on Hanan and Aya Sakura take on Saya Ida in 2 very fun singles matches to set up for their title shot. And I wouldn't be surprised if Wingori dropped the belts to this new tag team. I'm kind of hoping they come up with a tag team name by New Blood because they're made to be a tag team.
Oh, yeah.
Sayaka and Aya just look like a tag team. They fight like a tag team. They've started making tag team moves together.
Yeah, no, I really think so, too. I think that we've come so close, with some of them with the wins. I can see it happening.
Yeah.
I really can. A slip over, but
new blood tag team champions.
I really think that it can happen, but man, it's so, the implications are crazy though.
It is.
Because
the night before the pay-per-view. Yeah, they're super crazy.
Yeah.
But I anything could happen, honestly. And I think seeing who wins that match might tell us even more about what's going to happen at Stardom The Conversion, possibly.
Yeah. Or it's a ruse.
Or it's an entire ruse. Yeah, you just can't tell. You can't tell. But having that spear teaming up with those kicks,
I'll tell you
it's
this
been
much.
a masterpiece.
It's maybe the best well-built New Blood match ever.
Oh, absolutely. They've really put a lot of stock into it. And on the other side, having Tomoka and Naba and Ronnie Yagami together on the same, like, that's just asking to get your soul kicked out of your body by both.
I can't wait.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. I hope Saki and Tam kind of take a backseat here and let the girls go at it, because I want to see every single version of this matchup.
Yeah, me too.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Rana and Tomoka come after those New Blood titles if Aya and Sayaka end up winning them.
Yeah, and it should. I mean, that makes sense.
It's such a fun generation, and I love seeing them grow, and I'm so excited about the future.
I like everybody in the generation.
Yeah, absolutely. Next match, Mina Shirakawa and Hanako versus Natsupoi and Yuna Mizumori. Little filler match here, but we've seen some fun stuff recently with Natsupoi specifically.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, Mina's been off doing her thing in AEW. She's been competing in a lot of multi-man matches lower on the card, like 4-ways and triple threats, which have been really fun.
Well, yeah, they've been great.
And she seems to be having a great time down there. But Natsupoi, just this past weekend, unfortunately had to miss a show in Osaka.
But we were so rewarded because of her stand-in.
Yeah, but she called a friend to take her place, along with Starlight Kid and Tam Nakano sporting her new mask.
Yes.
We had Poimon.
Yes, Poimon.
Poimon.
Poi. Poi.
Poi, poi, poi.
Oh my god, it was so good.
It was amazing.
Starlight Kid looks so happy. And I'm just like, just put her in Cosmic Angel. Just do it.
The happiest that I've seen her.
She had so much fun, I think, in that match.
And this was, after her match with Azumi, so.
Yeah, it was the day after the All Together match. So I think it was nice for her to have a little break from the seriousness of this whole choose a faction thing going on, and to just have fun.
Absolutely.
And to do it against someone like Sherry, Konami, and Amisori, like those are some mean people.
So good. So good.
But speaking of Starlight Kid, the next match on the list here is a singles match requested specifically by Mei Seira. Starlight Kid versus Mei Seira at Stardom The Conversion is
crazy.
A high-speed dream match, singles match. Mei I guess she feels that it's time for them to face off one-on-one. It's not a thing that they've done before.
And it's kind of nuts because here lately, Mei Seira has been having some pretty damn big wins.
Yeah, this past weekend, she got 2 amazing wins in some matches over multiple opponents. So
having the pinfall wins is just nuts.
It is. And I think this match is going to go completely off the rails. I don't know if this being a pay-per-view will be where Starlight Kid finally is like, this is what I'm doing. These are my plans. This is the faction I'm joining, or faction I'm creating even. But I'm excited to see.
I think that we're going to get something big because of the fact we're getting ready to go into the 5-star.
Yeah.
And it's a big pay-per-view. We haven't been having the pay-per-view every week thing.
Right. It's been spread out much more.
So it feels like this is a major.
And the fact that it's called The Conversion.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. It feels like a major to me.
It does. In the next match, Mayu Iwatani will team up with Momo Kogo versus Shiri and Ami Sori. Mayu's been teaming with Momo Kogo a lot recently. They've seemed to have formed this nice little team up where Momo's getting a lot more time to wrestle and learn, and she's been like growing leaps and bounds these last few weeks.
She really has. She's done incredibly well, actually.
This match is exciting for nothing more than the Mayu Shiri like potential matchup.
Oh yeah,
in the middle of it.
That's what we came for.
That's why we're here, folks.
Yeah.
But then we get into the big boy matches.
Yes.
Starting with the Goddess of Stardom tag team match, where Hazuki and Saya Ida will put their championships on the line against Hanan and Saya Ida. 2 stars teams, FWC versus Wingori. Crazy. The setup for this tag match has been going on for like a month.
Yeah.
over the past 2 weeks, they've had 2 sets of singles matches. First, we had Koguma versus Hanan and Hazuki versus Saida.
And we have to slow down here.
Absolutely, because...
So go ahead and set up those damn matches.
These 2 matches on this card, it was on the 8th.
Yeah.
And we started with Koguma versus Hanan. It was such a good match with both competitors pulling out moves that they haven't used in a good while against each other, kind of a way, I think, to trick each other because they know each other so well. They're in the same faction, they fight on the same team, so they had to kind of sneak around and get around each other. And then Koguma pulling out that Code Red off the corner to finish the match.
We were so impressed with this match. And,
man.
And it was, solid 4.5 stars.
Absolutely.
And especially, it's a house show. It's not even a main event.
No, it was like the second match on the card.
Second match on the card, and you get a 4.5 star match, and it's every bit of 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars that might have been more had it not been followed.
Followed immediately by one of the best singles matches we've seen in Stardom in the entire year.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the team up between Hazuki versus Saida, but they absolutely tore the house down to the point that it's hard to focus on anything else after you see it.
Yeah.
Because they had the brutality, they had the storytelling. This match consisted of Hazuki targeting Saida's chopping arm.
Such good storytelling.
Because she has such hard chops, and after targeting her arm, Oedo went for the chops and she was just in too much pain to throw them. But Hazuki fired her back up and she just fought through the pain, just chopping one after the other back into the ropes, like the hardest chops I've ever seen Saida throw.
Yeah.
And oh man, and then the desperation pin in the end, just Hazuki just grabbing it and doing it so fast to get the win. Oh, it was breathtaking.
It was breathtaking. It was 5 stars all the way.
We were screaming.
It was so good.
This is definitely a go out of your way to watch it match. You don't even have to watch the whole night. Just go find this match in particular.
Yeah, well, watch both matches.
Maybe both. But this match blew my mind.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it. We're watching a Stardom house show on a Saturday, and it's...
But that's why
it's just happening.
This is why we love Stardom, because you can see a match thrown together with 8 people, and any other time, any other Fed, you'd be like, oh.
It's a throwaway match.
And especially if you just watch Stardom, if you just went through every show and you're like, I don't know which one I want to watch. I've never watched Stardom. Oh, Jesus Christ, they have a lot of these fucking matches. And it's like, I bet they're always the same. No.
Absolutely not.
No, they're not. And you never know, even on a multi-man.
Yeah.
It can be the most amazing thing you've ever seen, but this
absolutely
singles matches we know are going to be special normally.
Yeah.
And it's rare. It's rarefied air for a singles match to not be special.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's like the young girl match, which is just the young girl match, but they're still good.
Yeah.
But there's
storytelling and everything.
This motherfucking match.
God, my heart's beating fast just thinking about it.
Was so goddamn good. And that's as much cursing as you're going to get out of me on this show.
It makes me so happy to see. Just to be sitting there watching a house show and just going through the motions. You know, it's the end of the week. You're tired. You've worked all week. You turn on Stardom. You're like, oh, we'll see if somebody comes out and challenges for a belt maybe. And then you're in the third match of the show and this happens.
Yeah.
And you're like, what did I just watch?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And this is what, when we do watch women from somewhere else, right? And be it whatever reason, and everybody does great. It's not like people don't do great.
Yeah.
It's just there's another level.
Oh man.
You hear people talk, there's levels to this shit, right?
Yeah.
There truly are levels. And these Stardom levels, even when someone is not doing that great in a match, it's still great.
Yeah. It's still perfectly worked and fluid.
Yeah.
You don't even really notice anything wrong. They just work their asses off.
They do.
And I love them so much for it. And I want to give them all the praise in the world.
Yeah.
Especially this match.
Yes.
Saida has, since her passion injection match with Nanae Takahashi, she's been on a run of amazing matches.
Saida went from being the joke of stars.
Taking all the pins.
Always taking the pin. And boys and girls, there's a lesson for you.
Oh, man.
Because she took them and smiled.
Absolutely. And a week later, this past weekend, they flipped the script and did Hanan versus Hazuki and Koguma versus Oedo, which were still good matches. They didn't really live up to the grandeur of the first two.
But to be honest with you, there's a lot to be said for the production too, because that particular one was...
That night was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was the worst production they've had in a while because it was a faraway camera.
Takes you out of it.
It was just 2 hard cams, and one of the hard cams was off to the side.
Yeah.
And it was too far away on the one hard cam. So yeah, it takes you out of it.
It makes it hard to like really get into the details of the match.
Yeah. So, you know, it's rare for them to do that. The next night it was completely fixed, but...
Yeah, and in the midst of all this, you still have them being themselves because you have something like Koguma in a main event running all over the venue, being a crazy person or trying to get someone to be a bear. And it's just, they just are so much fun.
Yeah, we had a show where...
In Toyama, like the main event was Koguma, Hazuki, and Mayu versus... Hanako, Xena, and Maika, and like after them, like they were having a great time. Like Hanako chasing Koguma and Mayu like cracking up in the middle of the match.
Place is super sold out, no vacancy, and every seat was taken. The crowd was hot. Unique looking place.
Yeah,
but
Toyama was so much fun.
Toyama was incredible.
They made that show.
There was some guy in the crowd who apparently is a singer or a comedian or something. They pointed him out, brought him in, and I apologize if any of the listeners know who this was. If I'm saying some guy and this guy's like super important
on
like,
June 9th.
Yeah, and that's fine.
He's in the ring after the show. They're singing a song.
Please let me know.
Doing a catchphrase.
Who this was, but it was it's what I love about Stardom, right? If I was to write 10 things, one of those things would be that.
Yeah.
One of these things would be just where you feel like you're part of that party.
Yeah.
And they're having fun.
Yeah. All you have to do is see the smile on Mayu's face.
Yeah.
After this match. She's talking so fast she can barely catch herself.
Oh, yeah.
She's laughing. So fun. You can tell they're having a great time.
Yeah.
That means we're having a great time.
Exactly.
But this tag match has, it's just become its own animal at this point.
I don't think there's any way in hell that this tag match can live up to the pedestal in my head.
Yeah.
And so I'm okay with that.
It's hard though, because you look back just the past couple of months with FWC versus Crazy Star, where they won the belts. FWC versus O2 line. The tag matches have been impeccable, and I don't expect this to be any different.
I really don't want the FWC thing to stop.
Me either.
I want them to keep winning.
They're the tag team champions.
Yeah.
I mean, of Stardom. They're the perfect tag team.
I do want them to keep winning, and FWC just recently said that they would like to face Best Friends too.
Give us that. I want that.
So, I mean...
we only have a couple months left.
I mean, that would just be...
Oh, good Lord.
Amazing.
It would be.
I mean, and give us Team 200K.
200 kg needs to come in to start.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, that's Chihiro Hashimoto and the team. They're each 100 kg.
And even Banana Mo. I mean...
Bop Bop Momo Banana?
Yeah. I mean, I want to see all the teams come in.
I'm so excited for Tag League if the tag team matches keep happening like this. Like, please let it be this good.
I was thinking that the other day. I'm already excited for Tag League.
We still have to get through the 5-star, but the tag team matches have been so mind-blowing.
If we can keep the tag teams together.
Yeah.
And you get in Tag League. Can you imagine in Tag League if we had like Mel Tier this year?
Oh, goodness.
So, I mean, seriously, and you get Suzu back.
Yeah,
so
we got Crazy Star.
We have Crazy Star. We have FWC. We have O2 line. Jesus Christ, man.
We have so many good tag teams. I hope they put Aya and Sayaka in it as the tag team.
Yeah.
You got Konami and Shiri who have been out here just killing people.
The freaking Road Warriors. I mean... They're scary as hell. Like
They are.
I don't want to face them.
Me either.
They just seem
they've been absolutely brutalizing people in their matches. When it's just them two, like they've been killing people.
Yeah, do the Rana thing for me.
Rana. That's when Rana's trying to be a bear and Sherry doesn't want her to.
I love it.
We're going to see Rana as a bear eventually. She wants to do it. She looks around, like checks to see if Sherry's watching.
Everybody wants to be a bear.
Oh, goodness. All right. Sorry. That just I'm out of breath after that.
Yeah.
We still need to talk about these 3 matches. The Wonder of Stardom Championship
Is this
match.
going to happen when we're watching?
Yes.
Is it going to get to that match and we're done?
No, probably not, considering what else is on here.
Okay.
Sariano versus Mika Iwata of Sendai Girls.
Yes, my God.
Fun match. I love seeing matches between people from the outside coming in.
So Mika Iwata is also AKA Raja's new girlfriend because Raja broke up with Utami a few weeks back. And I think, though, you may have went back to her after that passion injection.
Maybe.
But
we'll see.
This one checked all the boxes.
We'll see how this championship match goes.
Okay.
I love Mika Iwata. She looks cool.
So,
she wrestles like a beast.
Here's the thing. We know Sariano's going to win, right?
Right, probably. She's got a line of people waiting.
She does. But there's always that chance that we've signed her, Mika Iwata, right? And we don't know about it.
There is.
And it's like, well, how do we start someone off hot?
Mm-hmm.
Bring him in and have him win against Soriano on the first night in.
That would be insane.
And win the white belt. And then...
Oh, I just don't think Sari's story is over yet.
It's not over. I'm just trying to build some suspense.
Oh, it's going to be a great match regardless.
It's going to be a great match. It's going to be stiff as shit.
Recently, we've had this thing of bringing people in, letting our girls go elsewhere to wrestle, and every single time, it's insanely good.
And everybody wants to fight Sariano.
Yes, everybody and their mom.
Yes.
For the World of Stardom Championship, Maika will be taking on her stablemate Xena. They have been at each other's throats recently.
I want to see it just because they're going to beat the piss out of each other.
I know. They absolutely sacrificed Hanako in a match recently, just leaving her to the whims of the other team while they fought on the outside.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. They need to get this out of their system.
I hope Hanako brings that up in a year when she's taking that belt.
It's like, remember that time you guys forgot about me?
Hanako, with one more year, is a long-term red belt champion.
Absolutely. She's superstar.
She don't need
Speaking of this generation, we've hyped up everyone else in it.
Yeah.
Hanako's the best.
Yeah, listen, Hanako is gorgeous. She is incredible. She don't screw up. She
got the size.
Vicious.
Yeah.
She does Raj's favorite body slam in pro wrestling.
She squats on the body slam. It's beautiful. And it looks like it hurts.
And for people that don't pick out the finer points and stuff, because I always do, Raja does too. Little things get me. I like when you put your tip of your foot in the back of their knee, little things.
I like when you lift your give before the Irish whip, It's the little things.
It's the little things. I like when you pat them on the back as you Irish whip them, give them a little push. So we all have things.
Yes.
But holy shit.
Oh, goodness. You see a lot of body slams in Stardom, okay? So when somebody changes it that much, she squats to the mat when she slams them, and it just looks like it's so vicious.
It's beautiful.
It's a work of art.
So Hanako, I think, is absolutely going to be a long-term champion.
Absolutely. I agree. One day she's going to run this company.
Unbeatable.
Yeah, because she's a monster.
Yeah.
I love her to death.
Yeah, me too.
I think she's going to be something special.
Such an incredible special athlete. I agree.
A couple years from now, we're going to be talking about Hanako.
Yeah, just recently, we always talk about it, but when they went to Singapore...
Yeah, when she fought Starlight Kid in Taiwan.
Yeah, sorry. But they went somewhere damn
that singles match. And then her match against Maika.
Yes.
On the last pay-per-view, that singles match, she's just growing every day.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not too much more. Jesus.
But in this match against Xena, it seems like Maika's probably going to keep the belt. But it's hard to say.
It's hard to say because Xena's already figured in.
Yeah.
She's figured in with the 5-star already.
Yeah, there's this whole running thing with the red belt where no one wants to challenge Maika while everyone else is lining up for the white belt. And I think it's kind of getting to Maika a little bit.
Yeah.
She's feeling a little unconfident or whatever. And Xena, and then now her partner's turning on her.
Yeah.
It can't feel good.
I hope Maika just wipes the floor with her.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? This is my faction.
I would like to see a 5-minute match.
Put you in your place.
Where Maika just beats the piss out of her. just takes her out. And I love Xena.
Me too.
I love Xena.
It would be interesting.
I'd like to see her just beat the shit out of her and just really solidify the fact of who she is and be that hardcore Stan Hansen champion.
She needs a win after that last match against Momo Watanabe. I agree.
Yeah,
she needs something to solidify her as a good champion.
Don't give us some stupid long 20-minute match. Give us just a beatdown.
Yeah, especially given what else is on the card.
And
like,
just showing, like you
necessary.
said, showing the faction, right? This is my faction. Piss on her when you're done. Like, I mean, just absolutely.
Put her back in her place where she belongs.
Yeah.
Oh, now, before we finish up with Stardom the Conversion, we have to talk about the massive elephant in the room, which is the final chapter, the final standoff between Queen's Quest and Oedo Tai, which was taken to new heights, new levels of just craziness at the press conference on the 11th.
With one of the greatest things that I've ever seen in the history of professional wrestling.
Yes. So when this match was announced, well, when it was challenged for on the 8th, Natsuko said she wants it to be the final chapter between Queen's Quest and Oedo Tai. These two factions have been feuding for years, kicked off by Momo Watanabe's untimely betrayal of her own faction, and just has not stopped in that time. But
including the 5-star cage match.
Yes.
That everybody remembers.
Absolutely. That match was so good, right in the midst of all this. But when she challenged for that match, Toru Okada made it a point of saying, I don't want to disband either of these factions. They have a lot of history in Stardom, so this will probably be a loser leaves the faction match.
Right.
He said that. He put it out there in an interview and
he
on
did
Twitter.
It for the trolls because Reddit blew up with people going, ECB. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we get to the press conference, and Queen's Quest and Oedo Tai are there on stage, 5-5. We got the contract. Okada reads
every
entire contract, like all the rules.
We should have known.
What's going to happen after the fact. He sends it around. All 10 girls sign it. He signs it. He turns it over. He stamps it. He's like showing it to the camera like, this is certified. Then Natsuko gets up and takes the contract, comes up to the camera, is like reading it. You know, she's like, look at this lovely contract.
We're all holding our breath.
This is great. This is a great contract right here. Oh, wait, what's this? And on the part where it talks about what happens if you lose the match, she peels off this little tiny sticker that's covering another line underneath it.
Covering it well.
And you couldn't even see it was there. And she takes it off, and instead of it saying one person leaves the faction that loses, it says 4 people have to leave the faction that loses this match.
Yeah.
And I thought 4 is a curiously specific number until I realized that despite this being a 5-on-5 match, Oedo Tai actually has 6 members, if you count Fukigen Death, who's in the opening match. I don't know if 2 people count as a faction if you lose this match and you can rebuild. I don't know if you're just a tag team at that point, but 4 was very specific, and she did it on purpose because Queen's Quest only has 5 members.
Yeah.
So if they lose, there's no more Queen's Quest.
Right.
Not even 2. It's just gone.
Yeah.
And that's sad to think about.
Yeah, if they lose, this is done. And
oh God, it was beautifully done. And the heartbreak on Queen's Quest faces when it was revealed.
It matched ours.
It was amazing.
We were shocked and amazed and honestly impressed.
Very impressed.
Because
I was expecting it to just be your like run-of-the-mill loser leaves faction
which
match.
We were excited about anyway.
They're always fun.
We were debating on who it was going to be, and you know, we already had Saya Kamatani. Like, okay, she can't go heel.
Azumi maybe.
Azumi's been brewing this the whole time.
There's so many ways this can go. It's not only a 5-on-5 match, it's an elimination match.
Yeah.
Which are always like bonkers in Stardom.
I'm so freaking excited.
And you're going to get down to 1 versus 1. You have to in a match like this.
I don't know.
It's going to come down to like Saya and Momo or something. I don't know. But
I don't know what they're going to do.
There's so many ways this could go. I mean, if Momo Watanabe decided she wanted to go back to Queen's Quest and betrayed Oedo Tai, leaving them with only 5 members, and then they have to disband. And now she's back in Queen's Quest. I don't see that happening because she seems really upset about it.
I think we definitely get a new faction out of this. I think we're going to get a couple new factions.
You kind of have to because all those girls are going to have nowhere else to go. And I would not be surprised if we leave this match with no more Queen's Quest.
Yeah.
Because it's been a kind of a mess for longer than since before Utami left. Like that whole lead in to the cage match and then her going to America afterwards and like just everything since then, Queen's Quest has kind of been on the rocks.
And I think that let them have a Queen's Quest kind of thing. Like,
right. Right, like you do Queen's Quest.
The Marigold match with the two former queens happens 2 weeks after this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it just makes sense in its own way.
My heart breaks for Saya Kamatani because she made the decision to stay in Stardom and let Utami go by herself.
Right.
And dedicated herself to rebuilding Queen's Quest and taking it on her back.
But with that said, she can do a hell of a lot with her own faction.
She could like kind of shed the weight of Queen's Quest.
Whoever has Queen's Quest right now, are you ever going to live up to Io Sky? Are you ever going to live up to
has
Utami?
Anyone ever?
No, I mean, you're always like having to give props to Utami. You're having to give props to Io. You have to give props to Saya, to Momo. I mean, like, it's impossible. Yeah. It's an impossible weight because you're always being compared.
It's crushing the weight of the world.
So, I mean, you can't do that.
It feels like Queen's Quest has reached its natural conclusion.
I feel like Oedo has been less than for so long.
They have, but what if they gain a new member?
Yeah, if they gain a new member. Plus, this kind of like reinvigorated me a little bit because of just the shenanigans part. You know, this was kind of cool with the... This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
It was. It really shows Natsuko was like ingenious. Yeah. And like, I feel like Momo probably had a hand in this too. And them just plotting and like they've been after Queen's Quest for so long. Yeah. And at first it was like, is it just you hate Utami? You don't think she's a good leader? But no, it seems like they're just out for the complete destruction of Queen's Quest.
I love it. It's so old school. It's so...
And I wouldn't be surprised if this ends in betrayal of some kind.
Oh, it's going to have a betrayal.
Because the cage match almost did, but Saya Kamatani refused to turn on Utami in that match.
Saya Kamatani's been the immaculate babyface through all of this.
I think Kazumi's going down. I think Kazumi's like
I think Kazumi is dirty. I think that
she's been upset at Saya already.
You got to look at the little things.
Yeah.
She didn't like any of the stuff that came out. She feels like she's rightfully
that she's been overlooked.
Rightfully.
She should have been the leader.
She was overlooked before.
Yeah, she should have been the leader when Momo left.
When Momo got it. Like when Momo left, it should have been Azumi.
Yeah, but instead Utami took over.
Yes.
Because she won the match.
Right. But
I feel like Azumi's like meter is, and it would, Starlight's not in Oedo Tai anymore, so there's an opening.
Yeah,
for a little high speed wrestler in there.
There is, and then Starlight maybe with I don't know. I like Starlight with Cosmic Angels.
Me too, but I just want to put it out there. Dark Azumi sounds cool as hell.
It does.
I'm all for that.
It does. I like Dark Azumi, man. I like the whole thought of Goth Azumi.
I feel so bad for her because she's only ever been in Queen's Quest. It's been like she loves Queen's Quest, but I think she's just over it.
Yeah, dude, she can do so much.
It's not hers. It's not the same anymore.
She can do so much better. I hope she cuts her damn hair. Honestly, like
just like the short dark
dark hair Azumi with new gear and just the whole 9 yards.
So we're on the same page here, thinking Oedo Tai is going to win and Queen's Quest will be no more.
I think Oedo Tai wins.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to imagine Stardom without Oedo Tai.
I think Oedo Tai is as needed in the balance of the universe as Stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't think you
can't upset that balance.
You can't get rid of Stars, no matter what happens. And Stars is bigger than one person. You know?
It is.
Oedo Tai seems like it's bigger than one person. We've had so many incredible members of Oedo Tai over the years.
Oh yeah, it's had a who's who of members.
But think about
massive amount of them.
They don't get mentioned. Not really.
No.
It's not one person's faction. Stars, although Mayu Iwatani is Stars, it's still not necessarily her fact. Like, I can see Stars existing without her. I don't want it to, ever.
Right.
But it seems like she is a separate entity to Stars.
Yeah, she's always the icon.
She happens to be in Stars.
Yeah.
And, she takes care of all the young girls and all this. You get that. And in Oedo Tai, it's the same thing. Like, it seems like that's Stardom. Like, that's your black and white.
Absolutely. And to upset that balance just feels wrong.
Yeah, I can't see that going away. Whereas Queen's Quest very much has the taste of other people.
They've run their course.
That have been in there. And, just like God's Eye.
Yeah.
I mean, God's Eye could not go on without Sherry. I mean,
absolutely. She's the glue that holds it together.
It just seems like that's her. Mm-hmm. Her is it.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and I just don't see it.
I get the same kind of feeling about Queen's Quest now as I did Donna Del Mondo in the dying days.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like it's losing steam and nobody's really in it anymore. There's no heart in it anymore.
I mean, right now it feels like a bunch of lost souls. But the thing is, how much magic would be there if they won? And you know, if we had a very emotional moment and you had a legit person that was leading it and stuff. I don't know. I mean, they're able to...
who takes that mantle at this point?
Jesus, I don't know.
Who becomes the new Red Queen after Io Shirai and Utami Hayashishita? It's
nobody.
Impossible.
Azumi could.
I mean, Azumi could save it, but I don't think she wants to.
But she could. I'm just saying that to answer the question, if one person had the right mentality and the right demeanor...
It's definitely Azumi. She's the heart and soul of Queen's Quest.
She's got the same demeanor as Io. She's got the same demeanor as Utami.
She's royal.
Yeah.
That's what makes her
she
queen.
She comes off like it.
She does.
You know, but I don't know.
This match is going to be so emotional, though. This whole pay-per-view is going to be killer. I'm so excited.
It's amazing, this pay-per-view.
It
like
is.
This one from top to bottom.
It's an all-timer.
It's got me. Like, there is matches in every nook and cranny of this pay-per-view that have me excited, and they're so well built.
Yeah. Like, even just, if you just take the top half of the card, like, it's so breathtaking just to read. I can't imagine what it's going to be like to experience.
And even some of the randoms on the bottom, they're good matches.
They're going to be exciting.
But it's going to be so weird waiting.
Oh, gosh. I'm like already I can't handle it.
It's one of the few times that I really wish it was here already.
Me too.
I'm so excited about it.
This whole weekend is like full of good wrestling.
Yeah.
And then you got Forbidden Door the next weekend. It's like never stops.
Great way to kick off my vacation.
Whew, yes, absolutely. So before we sign off, even though we just talked about all that amazing stuff, I do want to mention the announcements that we had for the 5-Star Grand Prix this year. They're doing it a little differently. It will start on August the 10th and run through August 31st, so it's only a month long. There's only 12 dates across that time, and the way they're doing it this year is kind of similar to how they did the G1 last year. So there's going to be 4 blocks instead of just 2. They're split into red block A and B and then blue block A and B. Mm-hmm. So there's 4 blocks, but like 2 blocks split in half.
Right.
Each block is going to have 7 wrestlers in their ranks. And then there will be a quarterfinal featuring the top 2 of each block. So the winner of A and B from red will face, and then the winners of A and B from the blue side will face. And then there's going to be the semifinals and the finals on the same night to see who goes overall to win it. So far, we know 4 competitors out of each block, with the remaining 3 from each block, so 12 overall. Those spots are still available, and those will be decided throughout the month of July.
Right. With,
I assume, qualifying matches. But what we know so far, in the Red Star side, in A block, we have Maika, Natsukatora, Hazuki, and Natsupoi.
Yeah.
And then in the B block for Red Stars, Mayu Iwatani, Tam Nakano, Azumi, and Momo Watanabe.
Yes.
And the way this is laid out, there's like a champion in each block heading it up. So Maika in A block as the red belt champion, and right now, and Mayu Iwatani as the IWGP champion in red block B. And then on the blue side, Blue Stars A is Sariano, the Wonder of Stardom champion, Starlight Kid, Shiri, and Xena, which is an insane block. And then in Blue Stars B, Suzu Suzuki is the last year's winner of the 5-star. Right. Saya Kamitani, Hanan, and Ami Sori. So I think it's really interesting the way they're doing it this year, because they're having, like, both blocks will compete on the opening night. And then each block, red and blue, will have 6 shows where it's just them competing. So there won't be any like overlap of red and blue, except on August 12th, they're having a day show and a night show, and one's blue and one's red.
Right.
So it's the same day, but not the same show.
And we still get a chance for Starlight Kid and Mayu Iwatani, the way that it's...
We do, yeah, running down the line there.
Yeah.
If they both make it all the way to the final, we have a chance.
I think it's going to get there.
But I also think it's interesting the number of people that are not in yet. And I know that's to like build suspense and like leave room open for
Right.
speculation. But some of the bigger names like Koguma, you've got Tekla's not in it yet. Yuna Mizumori, Konami, Mina isn't in it. Waka, Hanako, Mei Seira's not in there yet. So there's still a lot of the roster that can vie for those 12 extra spots.
Yeah, but it's very elite, and these matches will be the best matches you're going to see all year when they happen. And
Yes, they will.
it's going to be an amazing month. I can't wait to do a full preview. When we do the preview for that, it'll be on its own.
It'll have all the information.
Yes. The second that everything comes available, we'll probably do our big preview for that, even if it's a couple of weeks early, just to really get everybody ready and fired up, because you need to make your plans.
You got to make your brackets and
we'll be
fill
adjusting
out
our
all
lives
your
during
winners.
that to be
during that month,
going to bed at 8 p.m. and getting up live.
Yeah, absolutely, as many live shows as we can catch during the 5-star, we absolutely do.
And the way they're doing it though, this time, it's actually more doable.
Yeah, like there's a lot less shows. It's a shorter time period, because last year was like 2 months. Massive amount of shows.
And they really designed it to give the girls rest.
Yeah.
So you have a match, and then, I mean, honestly, the way it's designed.
Yeah, because you, like, if you're in Red Stars, you have your night with your matches, and then you get to skip the Blue Star night and rest up.
And it's all tournament matches on these shows.
Yeah, it seems
That's
like
the other
it.
thing. It does. I think they actually put that in writing, that it's tournament matches, so you don't have the multi-mans that you're having to do.
Right, so you get that rest day.
Yeah, you've got
in
rest
between.
days. So I think
So everyone's going to be nice and fresh.
everybody has like a week between matches, it seems.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's going to be one or two, but my God.
It's going to be so much
That
fun.
means you're at full volume when you're wrestling.
Yeah, and I love the fact that it's going from a round-robin tournament into like a little mini bracket tournament on each side with the quarter, semi, and finals.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's going to be cool to see who wins this year. I mean, we'll have all the like stats and everything of who's won before and whose first time it is and all that fun stuff when we do the big old Mamba Jamba preview.
Mamba Jamma.
But we're excited about this weekend and next weekend. Like, the rest of June is stock full of amazing women's wrestling. We can't wait to share the journey with you. Make sure you're following us on all our social media at Wrestling Is Her, especially on X, where we live tweet anytime
Like
we're
crazy.
watching live.
You better join us on X. We have a lot of fun
It's
with
so
that.
much fun. We'll definitely be live tweeting during the pay-per-view, losing our minds.
Yes.
And we hope that you will follow along and that you will come back for our next episode, where we will be reviewing this amazing weekend of wrestling and talking all about it, giving ratings for the Stardom The Conversion matches, and talking about everything that happened. So I'm Raja. He's John. See you next time from Wrestling Is Her. Bye.
Bye.